All right, so we've now got going beyond token-gated experiences and NFT ticketing. That's going to be with Lubo, if you guys want to make your way up on the stage. We've got Lubo, Gian, Giorgi, and Doug. Okay, we can clap now. Good luck, guys.
We had a bet. How many of you are in here because you're in the next space? No? Nobody. Nice. Okay, we were wrong. Hello, everybody. My name is Doug Hardman. I'm a developer from Cleveland, Ohio. We've got a truly global crowd here, and we did this pre-talk it was last week, where we said, okay, how are we going to talk about this? What type of projects? And we're all working on very different projects that are all really scratching the same itch. So what I want to do is I'm going to pass it over to George first to talk about the project that he's got and what he's doing, and just talk about our projects for a minute. And then you'll see how they all come together. And we've come up with really 3 pertinent ideas on where we think this needs to go and why we think now is an important time to be building.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Hi, everyone. Pleasure to be here at NFT London. My name is Giorgi. I'm based in Berlin. I'm a co-founder of NFT. Basically, what we're doing, we're helping creators and brands to identify their superfans and engage with NFTs and real-life utility. And for that, we are providing a platform where superfans can buy non-fungible tokens and then redeem them for certain perks and rewards from their favorite brands or artists. And obviously, we use gated communities for that, because the NFT owners need to have this exclusive access to these experiences and perks. I will pass to Gian.
Yeah, hi. So my name is Gian Irizarry. I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm the founder of D-Blocks. I'm the CEO. Basically, D-Blocks is a Web3 company that created an NFT ticketing platform and also an NFT authentication system. That was basically our foundation to be able to authenticate each of the NFTs that are going to be sold as tickets. And we're also building custom solutions for Web2 companies, for example, restaurants that want to have memberships, booking engines like for Airbnbs, and basically any company in the industry that wants to integrate Web3 technology with existing Web2 companies.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up. We really appreciate that. I'm Lubo, and I'm the founder and CEO of Enter.xyz. And what we do at Enter is that we are building a really sleek token gating and NFT ticketing solution. And the reason why we are pursuing that path is that, and we'll talk about it later with the guys, that there's a lot of clunkiness in the space, and I believe, or the team behind Enter believes, that we need to bring a lot of seamlessness in order to have an easy way how to take what's happening on the blockchain and bring it to real life experiences and make the benefit of it from both sides. So that's the vision that we have for Enter, and we would definitely like to help to bring in as many people to the tokenized world as possible. But we see a lot of obstacles on the way, and we are here to help overcome them.
Thank you. The project that I just recently finished was for the largest luxury golf company in the United States. It's a company called Swag. They work on a drop model where they sell out everything that they put on the website the instant it goes on. So at any given moment, they'll have thousands of people on their website, and they'll do a limited run of head covers, and they'll sell 500 of them in 45 seconds at $200 a piece, because these collectors are just rabid for their stuff. So I was brought on to build a token gating solution, which turned into an NFT where certain holders with certain traits at different times get early access, and they can take their time. And that was what really opened my eyes to how token gating can work for the masses. And super successful project. We had a lot of fun with it. It's still going on. We did 10 drops last week, and they all went off great. And the people were like, wow, this is fantastic. But the journey to get there is the thing that, as we were talking last week, we all had the same issue with, and you heard a couple of panels ago, people talking about the other room, like, we're in this bubble where we all get it. the people outside don't get it yet. So for like that particular project, I had to spend 6 months educating people on how to buy crypto, how to set up a wallet, what a token gating solution is going to look like. And that's really where we're at right now with this. I think like last year where NFTs were super hot, like we all got it immediately, we were all in, and then the rest of the world was kind of like, what are you talking about? So I think what needs to happen here is just really education and making for a seamless user experience. We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, I can totally jump on that. Absolutely agree. So education, the infrastructure, and the mind shift is absolutely crucial. And to break down this a little bit, right? Education, the previous panelists already mentioned it 1,000 times. We're here in our bubble. We understand the technology. We're fascinated by the technology, but people don't care. People don't care about the technology. They care about the use cases, right? There was a great example of sending email. So when I send an email, I don't care how that happens. I just care I send an email and it got delivered, right? And that's what we need to, in order to onboard more and more people into our space, we need to make sure they understand why we're doing this and not how we are doing this, right? So that's the education part. But on the second step, the UI and UX, along with the infrastructure, needs to be on the level where people really can grasp it, right? So just to have the mind shift of, okay, there's no forgot my password button, right? Because if you're in full decentralized world, such thing doesn't exist. And that's why we need to make sure people understand how it works, and the UI and UX is much better, right? And last but not least, that people grasp the ownership of a digital item, of a digital ticket, of being part of the gated community. Because if the understanding is not there, then we're simply pushing people, but they don't really understand, they will not continue using it. So it's very, very crucial to consider all these 3 points along making a successful gated community and the project.
Yeah, and on that, like the user experience is one of the key areas that we also need to focus, like everybody's mentioning here. People are used to purchasing online using an email, a password, a credit card, a really seamless experience, and it works. So how can we integrate that to Web3, just using email, password, credit cards, also having the option for crypto? But for Web2 users, it's more simple the other way. We can create automatically for them the wallet. And then later on, when they have all that knowledge, they can create their own wallet. They can change those NFTs to their own wallet. So creating a very seamless and user-friendly experience is very important. And also, what's the point? Like, what's the point of creating NFT tickets? What's the value? What are we solving? So with Web3 technology, we can actually solve problems that are happening today. For the users, for example, when you have an NFT ticket, you know that when you're going to buy it, it's 100% accurate. It's not going to be a counterfeit ticket. You can check on the blockchain. It's public. So that's one of the issues that we're solving with NFT tickets. They're not going to be losing money buying counterfeit tickets out there. And for the event creators, they also can benefit from having NFT tickets. Like, if you have the royalty, they're going to be able to receive a percentage from each ticket that is being sold on the secondary market. Right now, that's something that they're missing out completely, and that's $1 billion market that they're not obtaining nothing from.
Well, likely multi-billion-dollar market. Just to piggyback on what you were saying, Gian, there were 2 ticket types for NFT.London, Eventbrite and Yellow Heart. I would like to pose a question, if you can raise a hand, if you used Yellow Heart. I think that pictures nicely what's the situation with ticketing on the blockchain right now. And Gian was mentioning it, that's the seamlessness of the solution, right? We are very much used to just getting an email and using it as a proof that we have a ticket. And although there is these great benefits as like the proof of authenticity of a ticket, or secondary royalties, or like having a ticket transferable in a very easy way, these are great things, but until we figure out how to make it super smooth for people to actually interact with, we will be running into the same issue. And I feel like if we are the enthusiasts and we are people that come to these conferences and we believe in it and we get it, as was said here earlier, but we still don't use NFT ticketing. That means that there is still a huge obstacle that that needs to be fixed, and I think that it will likely take a while until all of these things are resolved, but likely I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully one day, you know, when we ask the question at an NFT conference, who has the NFT ticket, then 99% of the people will raise hands instead of only 2 from what I saw.
And that's a great point. Like, we're in this bubble and we're in this room right now and we're in this conference and we're here in London to hear more about NFTs. And, you know, to be frank and candid, there's 2 people in this room that raised their hand when we asked who had an NFT for this NFT conference. Like, that's something that needs to get solved also. So, you know, if we're talking about token gating things and having a discussion about it, we ought to be token gating our own event first and foremost. But if you look at the outside there, like, I don't know how that would work. Like, how would that work with the number of times that I've been in and out of this room or in and out of another room? I'd always have my phone out, I'd always have my wallet out. Now, that's a complicated problem because you'd have to have scanners everywhere, just like if you go to an actual concert, where there has to be a better way. Has it been invented yet? Probably not. So maybe when we come to this conference in 3 or 4 years, it's a completely different story. But it's not like that today, and that's what we're all, you know, preaching to the choir right now, that we need to be developing. You know, we had this false start, you know, last year where NFTs got really hot, and like, I think what happened was we all realized, wait, we're not ready for prime time yet. Like, this isn't the time. Like, there's a lot of education that needs to go on. Talking about the UX and UI, like, one of the big complaints that we had with the project I just completed was, you know, people clicking on the wrong links, even though they'd been told 1,000 times, don't click on links, no one's gonna DM you. All that stuff still happened. How do I get those back? You can't. What do you mean? Who can I call? You can't. This is decentralized. There's nobody's in charge. And with nobody in charge, it puts a lot of responsibility on people, and people aren't to be trusted. Like, we all make stupid decisions at some point in our lives. So, you know, for this conference, like, I would love to come here in 2 years and have an NFT that, or some sort of a token that let me come and go as I pleased, and then the people from NFT London or NYC or whatever conference it is would get, like, I would love to get something back at the end of that said, that was on the blockchain, that said, I was at this show, I went to this, I went to this, I went here, I went to this party. Like, that would be awesome to have. Like, that's the next step in NFT token gating. That's the next step in user experiences that we're all striving for here. So that's what needs to get built.
Yeah, and to quickly add on one point on that, also based on the example that we did here, I think it shows how crucial it is to start with Web 2.5, even though we all want to go to Web 3 and as soon as possible. But I think we all need to start with the email sign up, where people can sign up with email. We help them in the background create the wallets. But at the same time, we show them, okay, this is the wallet we created for you. It's safe. And if you want to be fully decentralized, you can still export your NFT to your MetaMask or other wallet that is fully decentralized. So whenever they are ready, then they can take full responsibility. But as Doug just mentioned, I think it's can be also dangerous holding over all the power to people, in a sense that you send money and it was a wrong address and you lost it. There's no way back, there's no click back, you cannot call your bank, right? So in that regards, we need to have this middle step where we educate people along the way and we give them a chance to make mistakes, to break things for as low cost as possible, and then onboard them to complete Web3, where the Web3 that we all envision, right? Which is fully decentralized, etc.
Yeah, I think this is the best time right now to be doing what we're doing. Like, being in this bear market, it gives you the best opportunity to build great applications, build great solutions that people can actually start working with it. And one of the things that we need to do to be able to go to the masses is integrate this technology with things that they already know. For example, people going to a clothing store that they're used to go, they have a membership, they have an NFT, now they can understand, so if I have this membership, I can obtain these benefits. So, for example, a person go to a bar, normally in Puerto Rico, a lot of people go to different bars, and I'm pretty sure that if they have an NFT, I will say 80% of the population will have that NFT, that membership, just to get a free shot or just to get a free beer. And they're gonna understand the concept of, okay, I got these NFTs on the blockchain and I can have value from it. And then I can even sell it to another person, and maybe in the future, if it went up in value, he can get a return of investment. So I think to get to more people, we need to see more use cases of things that they're already used to using.
Yeah, to follow up on that, and having a membership NFT that gives you a free shot in a bar is certainly a great idea. But what I'd like to talk about, like, where's the balance between the security of it and the availability? Because it might be that you have the same membership for a shot in a bar in the same wallet as you have your Bored Ape or your CryptoPunk, and you at no point want to be exposing that wallet to any risks. And if we are talking about token gating, the biggest obstacle I see is, how do I, on the spot, prove that I own something in a very secure way, but at the same time, in a very available way, or easy way to like to do it right away, right? So I don't have to set up anything in advance, and I don't have to go through like a really complicated process. And that, I think, is still something that needs to be figured out, so people are not scared interacting with their wallets. But at the same time, there is a super easy solution to verify the data that are on the blockchain against what's happening in real life. And that's pretty much following up what I was talking about previously. That's how do we make sure that people can interact with it in a very easy way while keeping all of their tokens secure.
Yeah, and I think that's the Web 2.5 place that I think most people at this conference are coming up with, is that, you know, we're not ready for full Web 3 yet. We need that middle layer to get us from point A to point B. And you know what was interesting, like when Discord servers started to get really, really popular, and everybody was using Collabland, like to verify your NFT, you would do it then, but you had to do it for every single one. And then Vulcan came around, which is owned by Premint, and they're like, wait, I already know who Mr. Doug #0001 is, and I already know his wallet, and he's authenticated this way, so let's just look in his wallet for everything. And now, with Vulcan, you go to one time, you do an OpenSea verification. It's very difficult to explain to people, but you do this one verification one time, and now every server I go to that uses Vulcan already has it. So that's the step that we need to get to for wallets, where I don't have to, like, I have a mutant ape in my wallet. Like, I don't want that on my phone. Like, that stays at the house in the safe on that wallet. But like, we went to the Bored Ape party earlier today. Like, I needed to prove that I owned it to get into that. So there's a tricky situation where you got to do this, then you got to do that. Like, it's really quite difficult. And I think the things that are coming online now are going to make it easier for us in 2 or 3 years to do these things like they're second nature. Like, everybody in this room had to be explained how to send an email at some point in their life. Everybody in this room has a parent that they've had to walk through over the phone how to you know, turn on their Apple TV or something like that. Like, these are all things that are going to become second nature. It's just going to take time to get there, and we're not there yet.
On that, I want to add, for example, us on DVlogs, to solve that problem, what we're doing is we have a hybrid solution. We can connect to the blockchain. We also have database. So in that case, for example, people are used to using QR codes. You buy the NFT, or you register your NFT if you already have it. You receive an email, you have that QR code, and you can add it to your phone. You don't need your wallet. You can just come with that. And the other side is the one that's going to have the system to authenticate and validate that you actually still own that NFT on the blockchain. So it's a combination, I think, of both blockchain and having databases for now, until there's a more secure way to just go with your wallet wherever you want to go.
I mean, and the good thing is, people still want this, right? So we are interacting with NFT, we are interacting with so many creators and brands, and they are still interested. You know, the interest is there. It just, we need to carve out this path that makes really sense for them. The use cases are clear, because one thing is the safety, super important, absolutely. And another aspect or area where we get questions a lot is, okay, why NFT? We want to try NFTs because metaverse, cool, Web3, and then you walk them through use cases and you still see into their eyes, yeah, but I can do this with Web2. And then you tell them, yeah, but you cannot resell it. And then it takes work step by step to bring them to the point where they understand, okay, that actually makes sense. And we should build this project not for the one-off thing, but rather for the longer strategy, right? And that's the mindset we need in the long term, and that's what we need to bring to the brands and creators equally.
When we live in a world where clicking at a single link can destroy all of our dreams, there needs to be a way that we put a middle layer in that will allow for the security, right? These are the solutions that basically don't sign any transactions. These are the solutions where you can do something once and then it saves that and it verifies the ownership later because it knows that you own certain wallet or certain wallets, and there is many of these solutions, and there's Vulkan, there's what we do at Enter, and this seems to be the approach that is really picking up in terms of verifying in a secure way, but at the same time really making sure that, yes, there is a proof that someone owns it. And there is still a lot to figure out in terms of like, okay, how do you make sure that it does not get verified across like multiple users, and you can set different criteria and so on. But I feel like before we can figure this out on the blockchain level, right, on the core technology level, and we know how fast things are evolving with Ethereum, for example, and other blockchains, right? These are not simple tasks to accomplish, and I think that there is still a lot of probably issues that are of higher importance. But it's great that these middle layer solutions are coming up because they are really helping to fix the gaps and in the end, allow people to have better experience and feel a little safer.
So we've got 2 minutes left. So let's spend 30 seconds on what you hope for the next year. We'll start with you, Giorgi.
Yeah, I think I already mentioned briefly, so I hope for better infrastructure and better UI UX, so Web2 people can feel really comfortable into the space and onboard them much easier. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. The user experience has to be enhanced. And in the next year, I hopefully see more events using NFTs as tickets. Imagine a Super Bowl having tickets for Rihanna. Imagine having a commemorative ticket. The UR can be an umbrella, diamond, whatever her iconic songs can be, and bringing that user experience to the Web3. So I just want to see more companies integrating the NFTs to their events.
Not that I would just like to see more companies leveraging and more events leveraging NFTs. What I would rather not like to see is calling something an NFT collective and then like totally disregarding that there needs to be some validation, right? Then totally ignoring it, because I feel like that's what it's been happening for quite a while, and like seeing like sheets of paper, even like in today's world with like names and everything. I think we are past that. I hope that this is gonna vanish. And of course, like when we ask the question next time who used an NFT ticketing service, I hope it's gonna be a lot more than just 2 hands up, and I hope that we'll be able to help it.
Very good. All right, thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Nice job, guys.